Reform trolling everyone. Good evening, I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching as always. Reform UK seems to be trolling everyone today, and it appears everybody, from the Green Party to Restore Britain, have taken the bait. I want to get into the meat of the article in a moment or so thank you for watching. The Reform Party have decided that they're going to put migrant detention centres in green council areas. This is it's a troll. I don't think it's much more than that. I'm going to get into why in a minute or so. First of all, they shouldn't be on the mainland in Britain. They should be in detention centres if they're going to be anywhere off the mainland. That's the first thing I'd like to say. But we're going to get into the argument and the article. So I'll read the article first of all. Reform UK has said it will open migrant detention centres for people awaiting deportation in areas that vote the Green Party. The party has previously said it will build removal centres in remote areas of the country if elected, and the party also plans to detain up to 24,000 people within 18 months. I've got a problem with this straight away. 24,000 is nowhere near good enough. It needs to be double or triple that number, and then we're at a starting point. That's the first thing. The policy is weak. It needs to be improved. Let's have a look now. Z Yusuf, Reform UK's Home Affairs spokesperson, said the Green-controlled council areas will be prioritised because of what he described as the party's support for open borders. A Green Party spokesperson said it was a disgusting idea and accused Reform of making abhorrent announcements in attempts to distract voters from our policies. We want fair and managed migration systems, a spokesperson added. We recognise we have an ageing population and agree that the current system is broken, but we are not into performative cruelty. Reform UK has also said it would not put in detention centres in areas that its own party has an MP or controls the council. Yusuf said that the Green Party advocates for open borders and for an infinite number of undocumented men, fighting age men, coming here, and will prioritise green constituencies and green controlled councils to locate these detention centres. This is the fairest approach to ensuring democratic consent for all aspects of mass deportation programme. The Green Party has previously stated that it wants to see a world without borders, but their leader, Zach Polanski, has told Sky News last year that open borders were not a pragmatic solution to a world in turmoil. Then the other parties have chipped in and basically called Reform UK racist. And Restore Britain have actually chimed in as well, and what they've actually chimed in and said is that no one in the UK should be subjugated to these deportation centres because of the increased risks that would bring. But they're missing a trick, and the trick is, I presume, that these deportation centres would be secure locations akin to prisons, so the migrants wouldn't have a run of the place like they have currently. Alright? I previously advocated for a parliament unwilling to deal with the migration crisis to hold a simple vote in parliament. Yes and no. If you are in favour of migrants, you get migrants in your constituency, illegal migrants, until they are processed. If you are not in favour, you don't. It would work pragmatically in a sitting parliament to concentrate the minds of people that are saying one thing in public: we want open borders, refugees welcome, but in private they are NIMBYs, not in my backyard. It would work in a parliament unable to get its business through because of the next election, those constituencies that get migrants dumped on them because their MP advocated for it would be voted out. That would be a good policy in last parliament when Rishi Sunak or Liz Truss or even Boris Johnson couldn't get anything through. That would have been a good policy to move things along. But this is just a troll. There's no detail on the policy and it's unworkable. So I'm critiquing Restore, I'm critiquing the hypocrites in the Green, and I'm critiquing Reform UK. I'm criticising everybody because everybody's got it wrong here. Everybody's missing the detail on this policy is it will be a secure location, but nobody should be subjected to these migrants. Nobody would be wanting them, presumably. Well, I'll end the critique here and we'll move on. So as I've previously stated, it works as a troll. It works to concentrate the minds of voters this week that if you're voting Green, you could be saddled with migrants after the next general election that you've effectively voted for. But the actual policy that Reform UK is advocating here is weak sauce. It doesn't go nearly far enough. It needs to be 3 or 4 times more ambitious than what they're actually saying here. Restore Britain have fed into it, unfortunately, and they've said nobody should get these migrants because they're going to make people unsafe. Well, no, they're going to be locked up. They're not going to be free to roam like they currently are. They're going to be locked up, so that doesn't really work as an argument. But Restore Britain's actual policy is much more effective. Let's just read this out now. Establish modular tent-based holding facilities for so-called asylum seekers. These would comply with basic humanitarian standards, shelter, sanitation, medical triage, but would be deliberately astir to and designed for short-term containment. Let's just see now. Land owned by the Ministry of Defence or other government bodies, so I can be words out there, will be repurposed for the establishment of temporary accommodation facilities. Planning restrictions and would be bypassed and using emergency statutory instruments under the public protection and border security provisions. All illegal entrants would be housed in these facilities and be subject to mandatory administrative detention pending deportation. No illegal migrant would be granted bail into the community. So that's much stronger, and that would be an effective policy. Again, I wouldn't have it on the mainland personally. Ascension Island, the Falkland Islands, one of the uninhabited Scottish islands, up that way, Inverness way. One of those that where nobody lives, give them a cup of water, a round of bread, and a tent, and that's your lot. Let's see how many come over from France when that's in place. As I say, with Reform UK, as always, it's milquetoast. It doesn't go far enough. And as to Restore Britain, do better. Do better. Your policy is fine, and as a Restore Britain member, the policy that you've got is fine. Okay, again, I wouldn't have it on the mainland. I'd have it, off on an island somewhere. But as a start, as with everything, I'm much more hardline than even Restore Britain on these matters. Now, if you think that this is nothing but a troll from Reform UK, I think it has, and they've got their headlines a few days before the election, so that's a positive for them. And it's a positive for anybody who wants to get rid of the Uni Party. Comment below. All opinions are valid. Do you think the Green voting area should get these migrants in secure detention centres or not? Your mileage, as always, as I say, will vary. Like and subscribe, do all of that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. You have a good day, and thank you for watching.